And so, like, after, I guess, 2012, you hand off the reins and move to New York, is what I understand?
I had bugs out here, bro. These bugs is big out here on the lake.
That's fair. Um, it's a good view, though. It's nicer than, like, the back of people's apartments or houses or whatever. You got, like, water, and it's got a serene vibe to it.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, and you said then after that, basically around 2012, you end up moving to New York, and at this point, you
Yeah.
handed off your grind time north.
Handed off the reins to my guy, real talk.
And then, so what happens when you come to New York? And what's that transition like?
Uh, I was just really at that point, man, I just was focused on being an artist, making music. I was in school. I was going to school. I went back to school and got my degree. You know what I mean? Trying to leave the streets alone. You know what I mean? Um, yeah, just trying to get it together, life in general, you know. So focusing on life goals, but then also still, tapped into the music, you know what I mean? Whatever was going on in the city, battle rap wise.
Right. And are you still involved in that, or are you just like at this point you're like, nah, I'm gonna make music. This
Nah,
is
not
just
really
me.
involved with it, man. You know what I mean? I think I might have done some random judging. I did some random like standing in some battles, some King of the Dot battles. When they started doing the massacre joints when King of the Dot started coming over this way. Um, Not really involved with it at all. Just was in the camera. You know what I mean? Going to the battles. Nah, I haven't been involved with battle rap in quite a long time.
Right.
As far as just being a spectator, you know what I mean? Maybe made a few connections for people. You know what I mean? But other than that, nah, I've been off the battle rap thing since 2012.
So with that, how do you get like? How do you? Sorry, let me re-ask that. When do you get like? When do you become a Team HOMI member?
That's funny. Um, just when I was again like my relationship with Penn, when I would come to New York and judge battles, I would stay with Penn. You know, I would be around Swave, Money Bags. You know what I mean? Bugs, PH. Like these are all the people I'm around. While every time I'm in New York City, so I'm around nothing but Team HOMI members. You know what I mean? So every time I'm in the city, I'm with Team HOMI members. So naturally, when I moved to the city, that's who I hung around with. Penn was my right hand in New York City. That's who I was always went out with, went to events with. And so I'm always around Swave, Ike, Sarah, and I just, start having my own relationships with everybody. So it was just kind of a natural progression, man. It's like it wasn't like being part of just being part of a crew. It's just we all real friends. We talk to each other, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it was just it was kind of just a natural progression. It was organic. I guess that's how you would want to say it.
I appreciate that. I just know I seen you all up in the Team HOMI ciphers, and I'm like, that's fresh. And I mean, you are one of the more Team HOMI on everything of the folk I've talked to, and I like that.
Gotta rep the team, man. You heard?
So with the music career, basically, how does being in New York City change the viability of being a musician for you? Because I mean, that would be like the big change, right? Now you're in New York City and you're now pushing music.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I wouldn't. I don't. The first couple projects that I did, I was still going back to Syracuse and recording.
Right.
You know, shout out to my dude Bill Blends, Infinite Records. You know what I mean? Johnny Bang. I would go and just bang out in his studio. I had open. You know, because a lot of my connects were still in Syracuse, so there was no studios in New York City I could go to and just record for free.
Right.
So I would go back and forth to Syracuse and record whatever projects I was working on. But yeah, I'm an organic type of a person, so it's, I started having, I, I saw that I had access to um some major underground artists if I wanted to pay to play, get people on songs and things of that nature. You know what I mean? But I just wasn't really with none of that. You know what I mean? So, and just people that I did music with, just everything came organically, man. It really just Team HOMI.
Right.
I really didn't do music with anybody other than Team HOMI or people that I fuck with in Syracuse.
That's. I mean, that's really cool though. Like, I mean, at the end of the day, if like it makes it a lot more about the music. It makes it a lot more about the vibe, right? Like,
Hmm. And it's organic. It's not like, I wasn't, I'm not really, and even to this day, like, I'm just really not into like being like, okay, such and such wants a couple $1,000. Let me just drop him a couple $1,000 and do a song with this dude who I really don't chill with. I respect his craft and all that, but you know, I would just rather make music with my peoples because I got dope. My friends are dope. You
that
know what
is
I
true.
mean? Like my peoples is dope. So why would I seek out features from other MCs when I have a Poison Pen, a Swave Sever, a Ike P, a Sarah Connor, a Wade I Black, a Money Bags, a J Murder, an Excel. You know what I mean? Why would I do that?
You know what? I've heard most of those names rap at this point, and it is an extremely like
Super
solid rap.
dope.
I'm with you. I mean, why?
Team Homi's
I'm
roster is
like you really
crazy.
like can listen like you listen to like the ciphers and the way that you guys bounce off of each other, and it comes with like this whole like my girlfriend and I used to do the album reviews, and one of the things that really stuck out to her a lot more than me at first was how much people sounded like they were buddies. Like one of the first ones we did was NWA, straight out of Compton or something, and she just felt like they all sounded like super good homies, and it was like her favorite part of the album was just like how buddy they sounded working together. And I'm like, that's a crazy observation because they do kind of have that synergy as they're on that project, and we can feel that like organic this was meant to be ness of like people working together versus like I don't know. Sometimes you hear songs and the verses is
Just paying people to do features with you.
oh yeah. I mean, I'm not gonna knock the hustle, but
Nah, I'm not. They're never gonna knock the hustle. It's just not for me personally. I don't like to make music that way.
however, I would absolutely pay for somebody I wanted to work with if like the opportunity, like if it was really like my hero's up in my face and he put a price tag, I might take that price tag at one
With
time.
a Okay, so let me reiterate. Like, as an underground artist who does everything myself with no budget, I'm not doing that. Now, if I had a budget,
Mm,
on the other hand, and it's somebody else's bread, then of course I'm gonna be like, damn, who did I always want to work with that I could actually do a record with now?
I hear you. I,
You know what I mean? But I would also too at the same time would want to spread some of that budget money to my homies.
Yeah, I mostly would want to spread that to homies. I just could. Like, there's a very small handful of people, but like, there's those people that like, since I'm like, years, I just want to work with that person. It's like the dream. If
For
that guy
sure.
comes in
Not
my
facts.
face, I'm like, fine, I'll go sell some shit, figure it out. But
Facts.
otherwise, nah, I'm with you because of that money thing. I don't know. I'm in my 30s, so it's not like the value of a dollar is not lost on me at this point. And I'm like, I don't even know if I could sell enough right now to even make back the feature in the current everything. I mean, I'm not set up like that. So it'd be like, cool, I'm putting money down to cop something that is just vanity at that point. Like, it's a vanity thing to me. Not to say that some people they all know what they're doing with it. So it's not to knock their hustle. This is my hustle and how I feel
Yeah,
about
for
it.
sure.
But, so that resonates a lot with me. But you're still doing a whole bunch of shit. Like, your music sounds blessed.
Good
And
luck.
like you have a whole lot of projects on your Bandcamp, not yeah, your Bandcamp, which is cool to
Hmm.
me because like there's almost like I realized something to a person that plays that Bandcamp game right, right, like that understands it. And I mean, at first I was really annoyed when shit wasn't everywhere, and then I'm like, fair enough, Bandcamp's fine. It is a terrible music player in my life, but as far as it goes, like it's a really cool and powerful resource, and it just shows like your shit's set up though. Your shit's got graphics. Everything looks fucking nice. Everything's clean. It's like super convenient to like find your shit there,
JusOneMusic.com.
and it just
You don't even
everything's
have to
good.
use a bank. I have a website link to it, so you don't have to do a Bandcamp link and all that. It's just JusOneMusic.com.
Boom. And what I saw there though is this Vacant Dreams thing, and I'm like, that looks really nifty. What is a Vacant Dreams? It looks like.
Vacant Dreams is my clothing line.
Say a word. How did you get into a clothing line?
I've always been into fashion.
Right. But like,
I've always been into fashion, and I gotta give credit where credit is due, man. I just my motivation was just inspired by my dude Nems. You know what I mean? Shout out to Nems. You know what I mean? He was killing the merch with the fuck your life shit, man, and he was definitely a huge inspiration. And really at that time was another one of those times where I was in between projects, and I was just kind of like, oh man, this shit's getting on my nerves. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to do something different, man. And just, watching him with the merch and killing the game just gave me motivation. And not even just Nems. There was a couple other people doing merch too. You know what I mean? I mean, everybody does merch, but Nems was just killing it, bro. And I was just like, damn, my dude is just really moving, man. He's just doing everything by himself. He ain't worrying about nobody, nothing. He just going. And I just like, well, I need to get off my ass. You know what I mean? So his hustle and his grind just motivated me to be like, dude, stop playing. You know what I mean? So I just, put it together, man. I finally came up with a name and just started putting it together, man. I just jumped out the window, just started doing it. You know what I mean? And I've been running with that for like 3 years now.
how come you came up with that name? Cause yo, it stands the fuck out. It feels like it's like honestly, it feels like it's a not for
Yeah,
profit.
there's the logo. That's the main logo right there. You know, one of the things that I've seen a lot of artists come and go in this game, right? So I've seen a lot of artists come in, go super hard. They didn't make it in 2 years, and then they quit, and then you never hear from them again. They sell all they don't do shit. To me, though, those are people who never really loved the game to begin with. They just was fly by nighters, you know. And not to say they wasn't any good, because I know people that was dope, but they just didn't make it the way they wanted to make it, so they quit. They was like, "Oh, I'm wasting my time," right? This music thing will never be a waste of time for me because that's not why I do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So one of the sayings that always stuck to me was, you know, you got to fail so many times before you can have even just one win. You know what I mean? And the way that resonated with me was this is a dream to be in this artist world, entertainment world. It's a dream. It's a childhood dream. That's when it starts. You know what I'm saying? So you follow your dreams. You know what I mean? And along the way, there's so many losses, right? And I just equated that to vacant because they didn't
Mm.
amount to anything, right? So I equated those situations you know that might have been milestones in in your story, but they still never equated to nothing. So they were just vacant dreams. You know what I mean? Because they didn't equate to nothing. And basically, the mantra of Vacant Dreams is, it takes 1,000 failures to have one success.
Oh, it's blessed. But you could argue that all the vacant dreams led to you having vacant dreams,
That's a fact.
and that's fucking cool. On it, okay. Like I like the X's. I don't know. Maybe it's because I was 15 with My Chemical Romance and that whole fucking era. But shit, man, that is dope. I like the X's over the A's. It really is an appealing fucking design, and I fucks with it heavy.
Look, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it.
Um, I also like the fact that you made projects named after it. Like,
Yeah, well, how that happened was basically, again, I love organic situations. Um, One day I just popped at the studio where Wade Eye Black and Swave was at. Or maybe Swave wasn't even there. I can't remember. But Wade Eye was there. We was in Brownsville, and I was just happened to be in the neighborhood, so I popped up in the studio. And all of a sudden he was like, "Yo, we should do a joint." You know, I was like, yo, who else can we call? I got a hold of Money. Yo, Money, where you at? We in the studio. We about to do a joint. Money came through. Um, Two Shot did the beat because we have a song called Vacant Dreams. We did a video for it.
Yeah.
Um, and I didn't even know it was gonna be. I didn't write the hook. Wade I did the hook. I just had a Vacant Dreams hat on, you know. And Wade I just came up with the hook and was like, "Yo, this is the hook." I was like, "Oh, that's fire!" And then that's how the song Vacant Dreams was birthed. And once that song was birthed, it really was supposed to go on a Team HOMI project that we were working on. But it kept taking so long to get everybody in the studio. I ended up saying like, yo, we got to put this record out. This record is fire. Was me, Moneybags, and Wade Out Black. So we all were like, yo, we got to do the video and put this record out. So put the record out. The record went crazy. And this is right before the pandemic. So the record went crazy. We did like 100,000 on Boom Bap, Boom, what is it? Boom Bap Nation, I believe it is. They put the record up, the video up. We did like close to 100,000. It might be at 100,000 now. I know last time it was like 90 something. Might be close, but the record was going crazy. You know what I mean? Um, and then the pandemic happened. Everything shut down. We can't work in the studio no more to work on Team HOMI shit. I have a studio at the crib, so then I just started working on music and decided to put out a Vacant Dreams project.
Yeah, so you took a Vacant Dream and made a Vacant Dream album out of it,
Again, yeah. And then I did Vacant Dreams Volume 2.
which is where the song Vacant Dreams is on.
It ended up on, yeah, I was supposed to go on the first one and I didn't put it on the first one because I wasn't sure if we were still going to put out that Team HOMI project that we
Right.
were working on. We never did end up was able to finish it. So I was like, you know what, let me put the Vacant Dreams record on Volume 2. So at least it's on a project. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's how that happened, man. And again, like I said, it was organic. It was nothing that was everything that I do is organic. Nothing's forced. You
Right.
know what I mean? And that's just the way I like to work.
I mean, you're still making music all this time later after multiple decades with a tenacity.
Sloppy Loops, Old English, and a 9/4 Legend. That's the next project coming out.
Say word, when's that dropping?
Sloppy Loops, Old English, and a 9/4 Legend. I'm hoping to drop it on my born day, September 12th.
Oh, that's dope. That's real soon. How long is it?
That was the first time I plugged that. So
Oh shit!
yeah,
I like
that
the
was the first
title.
time I plugged that. So I'm,
Sloppy
I'm hoping
loops,
Sloppy Loops,
old
Old
English,
English,
you're
and
drinking.
9/4 Legend.
I don't know what 9/4 Legend is.
A 94 Acura Legend.
Oh, say word. That's the car.
Hmm.
I like that. So you're like riding the car.
All produced by me again. Both the Vacant Dreams 1 and 2 was produced by me, except for the Vacant Dreams record was the only one that wasn't produced by me.
Yo, that's really
Salute the Two Shot.
like no lie, JusOne. I don't like to lie about music at all because I got my reviewer reputation to worry about. Not that it's huge, but I care. But like that was some fire shit, man. I really enjoyed your sound and your versatility. That's the part that impresses me more. Cause yo, everybody can sound good, but to sound good and then even like fuck around with like all the different stuff. You didn't just stick to like the classic shit. You got a little wavy with it here and there. You got a little spicier with it. Just like yo, I can do your shit too, which is a
Yeah,
bigger
yeah,
flex.
facts.
I loved it. I love the energy on it. I'm liking. I'm more impressed knowing you did the production and whatnot too because
Good
it's
luck, man. I
actually
appreciate it.
fucking stellar. Um,
Mixed and engineered everything. I do everything myself. The graphics, everything. The videos, everything.
uh,
That's how I keep. That's how I keep it going, man. That's how I keep the lights on. I don't pay nobody to do nothing, so I do it myself.
it is definitely wise to do as much in house as you can do. I
All my Vacant Dreams designs, it's all me.